Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors, working on my speed. And that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people gonna get better.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSM, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Summit Middle School. That is where we are right now, but this is, of course, the home field of the Homestead Spartans, and they are getting ready to take on the Bishop Dwenger Saints for what could be a fun matchup of high school baseball here on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff calling your play-by-play. Matt Jackson is running the camera today. You see the coaches, Nick Bile and Jason Garrett, shaking hands, getting ready. Those are two coaches who have been at their respective teams for quite a while. Nick Bile at Homestead, Jason Garrett at Bishop Dwenger, and they have built some successful programs. Now, you could say that they've built successful programs. The program here at Homestead has been successful for quite some time. Steve Sotier was the head coach before Bile took over. It was successful before he, I believe, moved down to Texas, and the success has continued here at Homestead under Nick Bile, and Bishop Dwenger under head coach Jason Garrett just continues to put great teams on the field with a lot of talent. Now, of course, as you would expect, both of these teams have graduated some really good players from last year's teams, but they still have a lot of really good players back. For Dwenger, they bring back guys like K.C. Piper. Now, Piper hit .290 last year, drove in 15 RBIs. Jeremy Haynes was a sophomore when he drove in 22 RBIs and hit 3 home runs while hitting .349 on the season. And then you also think about Houston Ellinger, a .270 hitter, drove in 15 RBIs. He hit 2 home runs on the season. And I can tell you that Houston will be in the leadoff spot today for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Now, Homestead, likewise, they graduated some really good athletes, but they also brought back some really good athletes. And some of the guys who are hitting well for Homestead right about now, Luke Haley is the leading run producer, 7 RBIs already. He's already homered this season. Gray Stockwell has 3 RBIs. He's homered twice this season. And Sheldon Heffelmeyer has driven in 3 RBIs. So far, he's batting .500 on the year. Now, that's in 6 plate appearances, but Heffelmeyer is starting today. Haley and Stockwell are 2 guys who contributed in a huge manner last year for the Homestead Spartans. In 15 plate appearances, Shane Bardwell, a junior, is batting .500 on the year. He's not yet gone yard, but he's doubled twice. He has not yet driven in a run yet this year, but that is something that he is very good at. Right now, Bishop Dwenger's starting lineup is being announced. So just go ahead and give you the starting lineup. My apologies for talking over the PA announcer, but nonetheless, Houston Ellinger is the leadoff hitter. He's followed by K.C. Piper. Ellinger starts at short. Piper starts at third. Jeremy Haynes, the right fielder, bats third. Sam Musselman, the second baseman, bats fourth. D.H. Parker Tone bats fifth. Center fielder R.J. Davidson bats sixth. Lewis Morris, the first baseman, bats seventh. Max Stefanik, the catcher, bats eighth. Eddie Miller, the left fielder, bats ninth. There's a lineup for Homestead. For Homestead, Shane Bardwell, the right fielder, leads off. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Gray Stockwell. Luke Haley, the third baseman, bats third. Designated hitter Charlie Herr bats cleanup. Left fielder Zane Wurgis bats fifth. First baseman Sheldon Heffelmeyer bats sixth. Second baseman Blake Melton bats seventh. Eli Chappelle, who's the shortstop, will bat 8th, and Nolan Rogers, the catcher, will round out the batting order for the Homestead Spartans. Those are the starters. We're going to have the national anthem here in a little bit. I'll go ahead and tell you right now that this is the season opener for Bishop Dwenger, but for Homestead, you see them coming out of the dugout right now. They have already played 4 games this year. They are 3-1 on the season. That includes a win over Fishers in a game that was supposed to be played at Taylor University but was moved to Kokomo University, moved to the city of Kokomo, not Kokomo University. There is IU Kokomo. More on that later because we're about to have the national anthem. I'll take a quick pause for that. You're watching high school baseball on Summit City Sports.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, welcome back, and it is just about time for baseball. I'll go ahead and set the official defense. I'll remind you of the starting lineup for Bishop Dwenger. Shortstop Houston Ellinger leads things off. Third baseman Casey Piper bats second. Batting third is the right fielder Jeremy Haynes. Batting cleanup is the second baseman Sam Musselman. Batting fifth is the designated hitter Parker Tone. Batting sixth is the center fielder R.J. Davidson. Batting seventh is the first baseman Lewis Morris. Batting eighth is the catcher Max Stefanik, and batting ninth is the left fielder Eddie Miller. Here's the defense for Homestead. Sheldon Heffelmeyer starts at first base. Starting at second base is Blake Melton. Starting at third base is Luke Haley. Eli Chappelle starts at shortstop. Zane Wurgis is the left fielder. Gray Stockwell is the center fielder. Shane Bardwell is the right fielder. Nolan Rogers is the catcher. And on the mound for the Homestead Spartans for today is Mason Gutman. Gutman on the season has a 3.5 ERA. He has 2 appearances on the mound so far this year. He is a senior. Last year he put together a 1.29 ERA, was 3-1 in his decisions, but he is going up against a really good lineup today for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. It's going to start with Houston Ellinger as Nolan Rogers throws down to second. That's how you start every inning. You throw down to second, the catcher does. And then whether it's the second baseman or the shortstop that catches the throw, they bring it back to the mound. And that means we are ready for baseball as Houston Ellinger stands in at the dish. Mason Gutman again on the mound. This is his 3rd appearance of the year. Snyder has beaten Fishers. They've split with Center Grove. And we are underway with a called strike on the corner. Homestead also beat Northrop 12-2, a game that was originally scheduled to be played here, but because of a whole lot of rain, as that ball's foul tipped into the glove, they played it at World Baseball Academy. One thing about World Baseball Academy is they have an artificial turf infield. On all 3 of the baseball fields they have, Ellinger wants time. It's granted. The time was granted just before Gutman went into his windup. That ball is swung on and missed, or either that or he tipped it into the glove. Either way, it is a strikeout for Mason Gutman. That's a hitter who hit really well last year for Bishop Dwenger, but this guy also hit really well. Casey Piper. That might have been a little frame job, but it does go as a strike. It was down and in. So far, for the most part, Gutman's been able to find the strike zone. Swing and a miss. He got Piper to chase. Piper's a good hitter. No doubt he was thinking of driving that ball to the opposite field. He can drive the ball to just about every part of the field. Swung on and missed. Make it back-to-back Ks for Mason Gutman.
Now batting for the Saints, number 9, Haynes.
Jeremy Haynes will step to the plate. They got him starting in right field today. I believe he started a little bit at first base as well. First pitch swinging, and he's right over top of it. Jeremy Haynes was the Saints' leading run producer and leading home run hitter as a sophomore. That's a good eye. Pitch way off the plate. The 1-1 on its way. One almost came in and hit him. It was over the batter's box. Over the left-handed batter's box. And we got a 2-1 count. Swung on and missed. That pitch was up high. And I'm not sure if Haynes was just fooled by it, but either way, he wanted it and did not get it. Lays off that one, and we got a full count. Well, if Haynes were to reach base, Sam Musselman would be the next man up for the Saints. Swing and a miss. The bat went flying, and that's back-to-back Ks as Gutman strikes out the side in inning number 1. What a start by Gutman. 3 Ks already in the books for Mason Gutman. And I'll see if I can't show you all 3 of them on our Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. He had Houston Ellinger swinging in air on that last pitch. Gets him for the strikeout to start the game. And I believe he got all 3 hitters swinging. So none of these Dwenger hitters went down looking. That's a credit to them. Unfortunately, they could not put bat to ball when it came down to it. Here's the strikeout of Piper. Looked like a little breaking ball that Piper went after and could not find it. And I'll go ahead and show you the last of the 3 strikeouts. Again, these replays provided by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. The lefty Gutman got Haynes to lose a hold of his bat on the swing. And it's a strikeout of the side for Gutman to start off this ballgame. Here's the Homestead lineup. Shane Bardwell, the right fielder, leads it off, followed by the center fielder, Gray Stockwell. Third baseman Luke Haley bats third. Charlie Herr, the DH, bats cleanup. Zane Wurgis, the left fielder, bats fifth. First baseman Sheldon Heffelmeyer bats sixth. Second baseman Blake Melton bats seventh. Shortstop Eli Chappelle bats eighth, and the catcher Nolan Rogers rounds out the order. Here's the defense for Dwenger. Lewis Morris starts at first base. Sam Musselman starts at second. Casey Piper starts at third. Houston Ellinger starts at short. Eddie Miller starts in left field. R.J. Davidson in center, Jeremy Haynes in right, Max Stefanik behind the plate, and the starting pitcher is Cole Reed. Cole Reed had a 4.04 ERA last year. Record-wise, though, he was 5-1 on the season. That's in 7 appearances. Reed is a senior, and he'll face Shane Bardwell to start off this inning.
Spartans, the right fielder, number 16, Shane Bardwell.
Shane Bardwell, the starting right fielder, and he takes a called strike on the first pitch he sees. Bardwell, a junior. Homestead has a really good junior class. So does Bishop Dwenger. On the Homestead side, I believe they bring back a lot more juniors that had a lot of starting experience from last year. With Dwenger, Jeremy Haynes had a whole lot of starting experience last year. Then you get guys like Parker Tone, Sam Musselman, R.J. Davidson, as this pitch is sky high into the air. And I believe that's going to be the center fielder, Davidson. R.J. Davidson makes the catch out in center field for out number 1, as I'll go ahead and reset my innings there. That is the first out. We're in the bottom of the first, no longer the top. That ball went sky high into the air, and never easy to track those down for an outfielder. They make it look easy. We call those routine plays, and it was routine, but you got to track it down. You got to sometimes fight the sun, and you got to be communicating with your, in that case, your left fielder. Good thing for the center fielder is you do have priority. So if you know you got it and you call it off, or you call everybody off, they have to give way. Grace Stockwell at the plate. He's got a 1-1 count. He hit .417 a year ago. That was as a junior. Again, Homestead already with 4 games under their belts this year. That was a good pitch. Cole Reed just fired that one right in there. Kick and the 1-2, and that is downstairs for ball 2. Stockwell so far hitting .267 this year. Has driven in 3 runs. It's early in the season. He pumps that one foul the other way. I think that's on the softball field that sits down the first base line here at Summit Middle School. This is Homestead's high school ball field, but it's located on the campus of Summit Middle School, right next to the tennis courts, same parking lot that the tennis courts are in. Popped him up, and that is going foul and out of play. Stefanik gave it a look, but that's all he'll get. But if you're wondering where Summit Middle School is, it's right across the street from Homestead High School, part of the same district, the Southwest Allen County Schools District to be exact. 2-2 on its way. That's way upstairs. Some teams just getting their season started this week. For Dwenger, this is their opener. Snyder and Blackhawk Christian played their opener last night. That's a walk, as with the full count, Stockwell takes up an in. So Homestead's got a man on first. And a really good junior, Luke Haley, a guy who can hit for some power. 7 RBIs already this year. He has homered.
Number 13, Luke Haley.
As I recall, he homered twice last year as a junior. Was not an everyday starter, but when he was in the lineup, he made things happen for the Spartans. Stockwell gets his lead. That pitch gets away. Stockwell won't need much of a lead. He'll take second. And for the first time in this ball game, there's a man in scoring position. And it's one of the Spartans, Stockwell. And again, Luke Haley, a very dangerous hitter, great run producer. He's got a chance to do some damage. Foul tipped it into the glove of Stefanik. That'll run the count even at 1 apiece. Oh, big lead. He's going. They've got him in a rundown. Oh, they called a balk. A balk has been called on Reed. Jason Garrett pleading his case. I didn't hear the explanation from the umpire. It was the second base umpire, or the base path umpire, who made the call. We're about to have our next pitch, so I don't think I'm going to have time to look at it yet. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Well, now I'll take a look at that replay. What did Reed do here? He moved his back foot a little too early. Or front foot, perhaps. Not sure what got the call there, but either way, it does go down as a balk. Here's the 1-2. Oh, they called it strike 3. Haley got froze on the pitch, and he's gone. That ball must have caught the zone at the front part of the plate. So far, we've got a combined 4 strikeouts in this ball game. One for Cole Reed, 3 for Mason Gutman, as Charlie Herr, serving as the DH, gets a first pitch strike. Now, Charlie Herr hit the ball very well last year. One thing I was impressed with Charlie is I had his game against Fishers. As I recall, he was not originally scheduled to start that game, but he ended up starting at second base. And when the ball was hit his way, he made the plays. I mean, how about that? You get a spot start, called into action at the last minute, and Herr did his job that day. Homestead went on to beat Fishers then, just like they did this year. But right now he's got an 0-2 count. Make it 1-2. Say we've got a decent crowd on hand. That looked upstairs, and that is the call. Ball 2. Two outs here in the bottom of the first, but Herr with an RBI opportunity. Swing and a miss. Cole Reed bears down to get the strikeout. He gets 2 Ks that inning. So we have now played through an inning. We'll go to the second. And hopefully I'll have time to show you that replay when I come back. You're watching high school baseball on Summit City Sports.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, so far, 3 strikeouts for Mason Gutman, 2 for Cole Reed. And I'll go ahead and show you the most recent one, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Obviously, strikeouts are great, but when you can get them with a runner in scoring position and keep a team scoreless, they feel even better. That's what Cole Reed just did on that replay there, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Also struck out Luke Haley that inning. I'll go ahead and show you that K right here. This one must have just caught the front of the plate, front corner of the plate, before it tailed away. And if that's the case, it's a good job of painting the corner and finding your location on the part of Cole Reed. Here's Sam Musselman. As we go to the top of the second inning here at Summit Middle School. This is, of course, Homestead's home baseball field, but it's located on the campus of Summit Middle School, just across the street from Homestead High School. Musselman looked like he was squaring, pulled it back just in time. Now, Musselman may have only played in 11 games last year, but he did hit .467 when he was at the plate. Should say he played 11 varsity games last year. Started the season at JV. He did not go on the appeal to first. 2-0 on its way. That's a good pitch. Outer part of the plate from Gutman. And apparently that one caught the corner as well. And the count runs even. Swing and a miss, and Gutman with another strikeout of the Dwenger lineup. He'll face Parker Tone, another one of those juniors.
For the Saints, number 30, Tone.
Tone hit 190 last year as a sophomore. That's in 22 plate appearances. It sounds like he's been hitting pretty well in the cage this offseason. Got to talk to him yesterday after Dwenger's practice was over. He's ahead in this count 1-0. Parker Tone happens to be the son of former Bishop Dwenger wrestling coach John Tone. He sends that one foul the other way. And that just landed on somebody's car. I could hear the ball hit metal from up here in the press box as that ball is downstairs. Checked his swing, but it was on the corner. R.J. Davidson is on deck. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Tone was ready to take off to first, but the umpire says that ball did not hit dirt. It's strikeout number 5 for Gutman.
Batting for the Saints, number 10, Davidson.
R.J. Davidson, another one of those promising juniors for the Dwenger Saints, hit .215 a year ago. And with Dwenger, you'll hear me talk a lot about what these kids did last year because this is their first game of this season. On the ground toward third, but that's foul. And Luke Haley was there to make the play, but as it was, there was no play needed. Well, if Davidson should reach base, Lewis Morris would be the next man up for the Saints. Sends that foul off that fence to keep himself alive. The ball was running in on Davidson. On the ground toward short. Chappelle waits on it, fires to first, not in time. Heffelmeyer could not scoop it. And the Saints have their first base runner of the game. I got to think that's going as an error. That's my guess, at least, the way it looked.
Hitting for the Saints, number 34, Morris.
It'll send Morris to the plate. Morris takes that one down and away. Swing and a miss. Lewis Morris is a senior. Only had 13 plate appearances, but he hit 400. There goes the runner. Throw down to second, and Davidson's got it. R.J. Davidson steals second. That did go as strike 2, however. But the Saints have a chance to get a run across if they can get a base hit here. All right on the corner for a called strike 3. Well, Gutman bears down and strikes out the side again. And the Homestead Spartans, for the most part, rolling right through the Dwenger lineup. They'll come to bat in the bottom of the second after this.
Game day, the moment athletes live for. The intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Homestead coming to bat, bottom of the second. So far, a good game pitched on the part of Mason Gutman. He's allowed just one base runner, but you could say the same about Cole Reed at this point in the game. This is his second inning of work on the mound. Gave up the one walk to Gray Stockwell. Stockwell did take second on a wild pitch, eventually took third on a balk, but Reed was able to bear down and strike out the side, or strike out the remaining portions of the Homestead lineup for that inning. And now we get to the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Homestead Spartans. Zane Wurgis will lead things off. He'll be followed by Sheldon Heffelmeyer. I do believe one other game going on today is Leo versus Lures. And that game, I believe, is taking place over at World Baseball Academy. Lures typically plays their home games over there. I believe Lures is 1-1 so far this season. Zane Wurgis stands in at the plate. He takes up high, ball one. Wurgis did hit .316, and he drives that one down the left field line. That's a base hit. Going all the way to the fence. Wurgis digging for second. He'll pull up there with a double. And again, the Spartans have a man in scoring position. I think I can say this now. The Spartans just broke up Reed's no-hitter.
Batting for the Spartans, the first baseman, number 21.
And now with a man in scoring position, it's Sheldon Heffelmeyer. Call that upstairs. Heffelmeyer does have a big hole to the right side of the infield, but Musselman's going to try to close that up. Trying to pay attention on the run to the runner here. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. If I had to guess, I'd say Heffelmeyer was aiming to go up the middle there. You've also got Ellinger trying to hold the runner from short as Reed goes for the pickoff, but no throw. Wind is blowing toward left field. It's not necessarily a strong wind right about now. On the corner for a called strike. Heffelmeyer hit .280 a year ago. Getting the start at first base today. Liner into right field for a base hit. Bile is going to hold the runner at third. Wurgis puts on the brakes, but the Spartans have runners on the corners. That ball was hit rather sharp. Kind of just had to wait and see what's Bile going to do. Is he going to send him or is he going to hold him? And he decides to hold him. But Homestead is threatening. I think I've got a moment, so I'll give this another look on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. That ball was hit on a line. Or just had to hold up a little bit, but even if he doesn't hold up, that ball's hit rather sharply. So Bile makes the call to hold Wurgis at third. First pitch misses inside to Blake Melton. Melton had 4 at-bats last year. He hit .500 on the year. That was last year. So far this year he's hitting .250. But he comes up with a scoring chance. There goes the runner. I don't think they ever saw Heffelmeyer moving. So that takes away the double play. or at least takes away the routine double play. Here's the 2-0. Liner into center field. And that ball is over the head of Davidson. Both runners are going to score. Haley's in. Here comes Heffelmeyer. The throw will not come to the plate. Melton gets the job done. Blake Melton, the 2-run double. That was a good, strong stroke from Melton. And Homestead continues to threaten here in the bottom of the third. This is Eli Chappelle, the shortstop, coming to the plate. And he fouls off the first pitch he sees. Looks like he's just about ready for his next pitch from Reed. 3 hits, 2 runs for Homestead so far this second inning. That's on the corner for a called strike. Here's the replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. This ball was rocketed into center field. Davidson, try as he might, could not catch up to it, and that ball lands on the warning track to score 2 runs. In the dirt, and there goes the runner. Stefanik lost it. Oh, that's a good throw down to third, though. The runner is safe. Melton pulls into third, and he's 90 feet away. But I tell you what, for that pitch being loose in the dirt, Stefanik made a good throw over there, even though he didn't get the runner. That's laced but foul. And when you come here to this athletic complex here across the street from Homestead High School, depending on where you park, you may end up halfway between the baseball field and the Jimmy Clark tennis courts. Although I don't think tennis balls do as much damage as baseballs. Not that you want them hitting your car, but it probably won't put as big a dent in your engine hood. The 2-2 on the way. And I tell you what, Chappelle is up there hacking right now. Didn't get a base hit there, but he's staying alive with a 2-strike count. You got the bottom of your order on deck with Nolan Rogers. This is the bottom half of the order essentially doing all this damage for Homestead. Melton, the 7-hole hitter, just got the 2-run double, and that is way upstairs. So far, Chappelle does not have a hit, but right now, infield is not in, so if he puts this ball on the ground, he might be able to score the runner. But he takes ball 4, and once again, it's runners on the corners for the Spartans. And you got the 9-hole hitter, Nolan Rogers, serving as the catcher today, coming to the plate.
Spartans, the catcher, number 12, Roger.
Well, you might have heard Men at Work and their song Land Down Under moments ago. The Spartans have been men at work here in the bottom of the second. Rogers squares. The runners get a jump, but they get back in as Stefanik fakes over to first. The pitch is a ball, so this could get interesting. I didn't see if Melton took off there right when the pitch was thrown, as Steve Devine's going to have a little word with Cole Reed. It was a good start to the game for Reed. Got the fly out from Bardwell. And then, he gave up the walk to Stockwell, but he was able to bear down and get back-to-back strikeouts of good hitters, mind you, Luke Haley and Charlie Herr. But this inning, 2 hits, make that 2 runs on 3 hits for the Homestead Spartans. Right now, Reed trying to figure out what to do here against Rogers, especially since Rogers did square to bunt at the first pitch he saw. We'll see if he breaks out the bunt again. If he does, we'll try and get a look at whether this might be a safety squeeze or a suicide squeeze. 1-0. He got it down, but it's foul. I think that was a suicide squeeze because Melton went into his stride as soon as the pitch was thrown. That makes it a 1-1 count, so you technically can still bunt here. You can bunt with a 2-strike count, but it's risky. I'll explain that if necessary. There goes the runner from first. Stefanik fakes the throw, goes to third, did not get the out. Here's the 1-2. Line the other way, base hit. That'll get 1 run in. And Biles going to send the second runner. Throw comes to the plate. Oh, he missed the tag. It's a 2-run single, and the Spartans take a 4-0 lead. Nolan Rogers, the 9-hole hitter, brings them home. Homestead's had 2 2-run hits, and they're going to call for a courtesy runner. That's Broden Krager.
Number 18, Krieger. Batting for the Spartans, the right fielder, 16, Bardwell.
That'll get Homestead back to the top of their order, and Shane Bardwell. Bardwell did make contact his last time up. It was a fly out to center field. Well, we've had the 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 hitters come to the plate this inning, and they've all reached base. 4 of them by way of base hits. Bardwell lifts this one into right field, but it's shallow. Haynes comes in. Musselman calls him off and makes the catch. I'm not sure if the wind caused that to die down any. Wind's blowing out towards left field, so probably didn't quite push it down. But Gray Stockwell will come up. He walked his last time up, and he is a dangerous hitter. There goes the runner. Krieger taken off. The throw is high. Krieger is in. The pitch was high as well. And again, Homestead with a runner in scoring position. They've gotten a 2-run double from Blake Melton and a 2-run single for Nolan Rogers. And if I'm not mistaken, that 2-run single by Rogers is his first base hit of the year. How about that? You not only get your first base hit, but you get 2 runs driven in. His first 2 RBIs this season. Very young season at this point. On the ground, and that is through for a base hit. Bile is going to send Krager home. The throw is cut off. Stockwell with an RBI single, and it's a 5-run second for Sparty. Five runs, 5 hits, and now the ever-dangerous Luke Haley.
Now batting Homestead third baseman, number 13, Haley.
Luke Haley already 7 RBIs this year. He is the leading run producer for these Spartans. There goes the runner. Pitch is down. The throw bounces into second, and Stockwell's got a stolen base. Boy, the aggression of these Spartans is paying off. And again, they've got a runner in scoring position. The 1-0 on its way. In the air, straightaway center. Davidson back. He's got it tracked down, and he'll make the catch near the warning track. Boy, Luke Haley gave that an absolute ride. Good job by Davidson tracking it down. I'll go ahead and show you the replay. Never easy to play center field. You know, these center fielders, they make these plays look routine, and I think you can call it routine. But that's a long way to run. Davidson looks like he's just on the heels of the warning track when he makes that catch. Charlie Herr, still a runner on second. He looks at a first pitch strike. Oh, that one misses way inside. Herr fortunate that it didn't hit him. Of course, we all know the rule. If it does hit him, he gets to take off for first. Of course, if you swing, it's a strike. I think the umpire can not allow you to go to first if he determines that you did not make enough effort to get out of the way of the pitch. 1-2 the count on Herr. It's already been a productive inning for the Spartans. And Herr, of course, is the 9th batter to come to the plate this inning for Homestead. The 1-2 on its way. It is upstairs. Zane Ward just led off this inning with a line drive double down the left field line. Sheldon Heffelmeyer singled. They both scored on Blake Melton's RBI double. Flared to the right side, Musselman back, and Musselman makes the catch. But the Spartans bat around here in the bottom of the second. They lead it 5-0, going to the third. We'll be back for the third after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSM, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game up we make. Shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on rapping out Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't stay.
We go to the top of the third inning. Homestead put up 5 runs on 5 hits. In the bottom half of that second inning, I'll go ahead and show you the latest one. This one, an RBI single by Gray Stockwell. Finds a soft spot in the left side of that infield. And he's able to bring home Nolan Rogers. That was Krager. Broden Krager, who was courtesy running for Nolan Rogers. Although speaking of Nolan Rogers, he did come up with a 2-run single. His first hit of the season as Homestead batted around there in the bottom of the second. Max Stefanik, the catcher, will try and get Bishop Dwenger off the schneid. He's trying to do that in a game where Mason Gutman has already thrown 6 strikeouts, having faced 7 hitters. Line drive, that's a base hit. That was getting down in a hurry, and Stefanik gives Dwenger their first hit of the game. So the Saints break up the no-hitter. And now the 9-hole hitter, Eddie Miller, will come to the plate.
And for the Saints, the left fielder, number 24, Miller.
Eddie Miller hit .263 a year ago with 15 RBIs. Dwenger's run production was kind of spread out last year. I mean, you had Jeremy Haynes, who drove in 22 RBIs. Paul Bumgartner drove in 16. Aside from that, a lot of guys who drove in 15. Eddie Miller was in the 15 RBI category, and so was K.C. Piper. There's a chance we'll see him here in the top of the third. Right now, he's in the hole. There goes the runner. Missed the bunt attempt, throw down to second, got a chance, got him. Blake Melton tags him out. And the runner is erased. I'm not sure if that was Stefanik or if they had a courtesy runner in there for him. Stefanik is the catcher. It's almost moot point by now, though, an 0-1 count on Miller. Make it an 0-2 count. By the way, I think I can say this as well. That's the first out recorded by Homestead in this game that wasn't a strikeout. Swung on and missed. There's a strikeout. Strikeout number 7 for Gutman. Well, the Saints will get back to the top of the order. Houston Ellinger.
The Saints number 1, Ellinger.
Ellinger, not surprisingly, struck out his last time up as he pops that one up. Haley gives it a run, but that's out of play. And it lands out of harm's way. There's a lady walking her dog over there. Outside the field, down the left field line. Slap foul and out of play again by Ellinger. I think if I heard correctly, that ball hit another car. Oh, that one kicks off the knee guard of Nolan Rogers for ball 1. When you come to a baseball game, especially a high school game, make sure you pick a safe place to park. That's a swing and miss. Rogers recovers and throws to first to complete the strikeout. Make that strikeout number 8, and it feels a lot better with Rogers completing the throw. Well, Homestead is mowing down the Dwenger lineup, and it's a very good Dwenger lineup. Mason Gutman's got to be proud of what he has put together so far in this ball game. I'll be right back after this break.
Game day, the moment athletes live for. The intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We do have a new pitcher in the ballgame for Bishop Dwenger. It's Finn Moylanen. He wears number 13, and as I recall, Moylanen did have a good season on the mound last year. 246 average, 3-2 record overall. Struck out 28, only walked 10. So Moylanen was able to do a good job when he was in there. Right now, he's trying to shut down a Homestead lineup that has 5 hits and 5 runs. As far as pitching goes, Homestead and Mason Gutman have had a really good ball game. I'll try and give you a look at both of these strikeouts that he came up with. Here's the first one of the third. Well, there's the 2-strike pitch that made it 0-2. So now stick around a little and watch strike number 3. Got the swing and a miss. Must have been a breaking ball that time. Gutman having a strong outing today on the mound for Homestead. And then here's his most recent. He gets the strikeout. It would go as a strikeout regardless. So the ball skips in the dirt, but Rogers stays with it and makes the throw down to Heffelmeyer at first base to get Houston Ellinger. 8 strikeouts in all for Mason Gutman. As Zane Wurgis, the number 5 hitter in Homestead's lineup, who got the hit parade started for the Spartans in the bottom of the second, swings and misses at a breaking ball from the lefty Moylanen. Slap foul. Burgess double his last time up, went right down the left field line. He eventually came around to score on Blake Melton's RBI double. Got to third when Sheldon Heffelmeyer laced a single into right field. Here's the 0-2. Oh, it bent back across the corner. Moylanen just bent it like Beckham. That was a beautiful curve. It's worth another look, and I'll give that to you as soon as this pitch is thrown, depending on what happens at least. This is Heffelmeyer. He puts that in play towards third base. Piper ranging, he bobbled it. He bobbled it over at third, and Heffelmeyer's safe. Probably is going to go as an error. We'll see the official scoring here in just a second. Here's Blake Melton, who had the 2-run double his last time up. That's up and away for ball one. Now we have the official word. It is an error. So each team has an error in this ball game. Casey Piper has the one for Dwenger, and for Homestead, it's Eli Chappelle who has it. Melton squares to bunt, looking to move Heffelmeyer over from first, and now he pulls it back. That's lifted into center field. Ellinger back into left center. He'll make the catch. A little over-the-shoulder catch there by Houston Ellinger. And again, we call those routine plays when those pop-ups happen. That doesn't mean they're easy. If you ever played the game of baseball,
Shortstop number 17, Chappelle.
You know that you got to make sure you track it first before you call it. That's one thing. Because sometimes ball hits bat, and it looks like it's going away from you, and then it comes right to you. But Ellinger was ready for that one. That pitch misses outside to Eli Chappelle. The 1-0 on the way. Well, that one bent in, but did not catch the zone. Beg your pardon, it did not catch the zone. 2-0 the count. So the flag continues to blow out toward left field. That's way outside, but Stefanik able to gather. And a 3-0 count on Chappelle. We've already seen Rogers do damage in this ball game. He's on deck. He's got the shin guards on with it being 2 outs in case he has to go back to the dugout and get the rest of his gear on. That's off the plate, ball 4. 4-pitch walk with 2 down. And Nolan Rogers, who already has a 2-run single in this ball game, comes to the plate.
Catcher number 12, Rogers.
Again, Rogers' RBI single in the bottom of the second was his first hit of the year. First 2 RBIs of the year. And he can do some more damage in this situation. Time call. I couldn't tell if Rogers called for it or not. It was granted nonetheless. 2 on, 2 down. Homestead got 5 hits in the second inning. They haven't gotten a hit yet here this inning. But if they were to get one on this at bat, it's probably a run depending on what kind of hit it is and how sharply it's hit. Sharply hit single might just advance Heffelmeyer an extra 90 feet. 0-1 the count on Rogers. Popped him up. Morris has a chance, and he's got it. Dwenger gets out of that inning. Homestead leads it 5-0 as we get ready to go to the 4th. You're watching high school baseball here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
We've played 3, and we're on to the 4th inning. Homestead has gotten runners on base in each of the last 2 innings. In fact, they've gotten runners on base in every inning so far. As for Bishop Dwenger, 1 hit and 1 man has reached on an error so far in this ballgame. Other than that, Mason Gutman has had a masterful performance. We're just 3 innings in. Gutman already has 8 strikeouts. But he's going to be facing some dangerous hitters here in the top of the 4th. You got K.C. Piper, Jeremy Haynes, and Sam Musselman coming up for the Saints. And those guys can all drive the ball. They can all produce runs at a high level. Piper's coming off a year where he hit .290 and drove in 15 RBIs. And again, last year the RBIs were pretty well spread out for the Saints. Piper had 15. Aslan Nolan had 15, Lucas Collins, Houston Ellinger, Braxton Burmese, Braden Aguirre. Well, Aguirre had 13, but those other guys I mentioned, they had 15. Paul Bumgartner, who's since graduated, had 16. Jeremy Haynes had 22. Right now, K.C. Piper trying to help get Dwenger off the schneid. They did break up the no-hitter in the top of the 3rd with Max Stefanik coming up with a leadoff single. Right now trying to put a threat together and come back from this 5-run deficit. Gutman's pitch misses outside for ball 1. He's been able to find the strike zone pretty consistently today. When I say that, he's also gotten a lot of hitters to chase. The 1-0 is upstairs. Piper getting the start at 3rd base today for the Saints. He awaits the 2-0. That's a good pitch. Gutman brought it right back over the middle. Swing and a miss, 2-2. That must have been a slider. That broke away at the last second. That 2-2 misses outside. Piper still alive. And that's the first walk for the Dwenger hitters today. And again, you got another dangerous hitter coming up, Jeremy Haynes. Fresh off a sophomore season where he hit 3 homers and drove in 22 RBIs. He can do some damage, and plenty of it. He's getting the start at right field today. And that throw skips away. Piper's going to take off. He's going to get second. Is he going to go for third? He makes his turn, and looks like Jason Garrett has the brakes on. And all of a sudden, the Saints have a man in scoring position. That'll go as the second error of this game for Homestead. And again, you got a dangerous hitter at the plate in Jeremy Haynes. He's certainly capable of bringing Piper home. See what kind of at bat he can come up with. Nothing's come easy so far against Mason Gutman. But the leadoff man this inning is now on second for Dwenger. That's on the corner for a called strike. Haynes at the plate, Musselman due up next, and if we get there, Parker Tone is in the hole. Kick and the 0-1. Bottom of the zone, apparently. It's called strike 2. Piper got a big lead over there at second. Of course, the two-strike approach here tends to be that anything close, the hitter needs to swing. Pitch is on the way, and that is well in the dirt. That's going to allow Piper to take third. And now Haynes might be able to get a run home by simply making contact. The infielders aren't really playing in. Middle infielders certainly aren't. Swing and a miss. And Haynes goes down swinging. That'll send up Sam Musselman. And again, the middle infielders are back, but Homestead looks like they are bringing Heffelmeyer a little closer in at third base. Luke Haley's in a little closer. He's on the grass right now. So it's the corner infielders who come in here for Homestead. Trying to potentially cut down Piper at the plate. That ball is foul tipped. By Sam Musselman. Musselman, like a lot of Dwenger hitters, did strike out his last time up. It was the second time in this game that Haynes has been struck out by Gutman. He squares to bunt, and that is foul. And somebody made a catch. Yep, I can see who made it. Not sure exactly who it is, but he's a guy in a gray sweatshirt. Well, if you're thinking bunt here, that just made it a two-strike count. So if Musselman bunts here and bunts it foul, it's a strikeout. Instead, he looked like he was going to swing, and he takes a pitch inside. And Musselman did hit over 400 last year at the plate. That's at the varsity level. He started the year at JV, and that one's going out of play. Heffelmeyer did give it a look. Oh, that came close. There was a kid over there on that sidewalk who almost got hit by that foul ball. Looked like he got out of the way. Count remains 1-2. Off the plate. This is the first time in this game that Dwenger has gotten anybody into scoring position. Bouncer on the ground toward third. Gloved in fair territory, and everybody's safe. That ball was about to roll foul, and Gutman put the glove on it. And Piper scores to get the Saints on the board. Probably not exactly the way that Musselman drew it up, but he'll take it. Swing and a miss. Parker Tone at the dish. Throw back to first, not in time. Well, here's another look at it on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. And you see that ball is rolling right towards the foul line. Gutman lets that go. It's probably going foul, and Piper's got to go back to third. Swung on and missed. My guess is maybe Gutman thought he had a chance to get a play at the plate, but he couldn't get a clean field on the ball. Bounced foul, and Parker Tone stays alive. He's the son of former Dwenger wrestling coach John Tone. I believe John is teaching health these days at Bishop Dwenger. And we have official word that last at bat has been marked as a hit. Popped up, and that's going out of play. Looks like the ball ultimately landed harmlessly. Or some people close to it, but they seem to be all right. That's 2 hits this inning for Dwenger and just 1 out so far. R.J. Davidson is on deck. There goes the runner. Line drive into center field. Down for a base hit. Musselman is going to stop on his way to third and pull up at second, but Parker Tone keeps the inning going.
Number 10, Davidson.
And now R.J. Davidson comes up with a chance to do some real damage. Here's another look at this replay. Musselman was going. Got a good jump, and Parker Tone with a line drive. Musselman pulled up, almost went toward third. And by the looks of things, it's a good thing he didn't. That was a good throw from Stockwell out in center field. And now Gutman, who hasn't been in a whole lot of trouble today, gets a little mound visit. Double play is still in order at this point, but R.J. Davidson has a real good chance to do some damage here for the Saints. He hit .214 last year as a sophomore. Drove in 2 runs. He's getting the start in center field today, and so far he's been able to play his position fairly well. That's hard to field any fly ball that goes right over your head. That's what Blake Melton did. Came up with a 2-run double as that pitch misses upstairs. Seems like the control hasn't quite been there as much for Gutman here in the 4th inning. Pitch on the way. They had Davidson squaring, and he pulls it back. That's ball 2. Lewis Morris is on deck, and that one misses down and away. Ball 3. I can't see if Homestead has anybody warming in the bullpen. I'm told that they do not. Right now, just 1 out so far here in the 4th. The Saints still threatening. The 3-0 on its way, and that almost hits Davidson. He'll take his base, and they are loaded for the Saints. They came into this inning down 5-0. They've already gotten 1 run, and now Lewis Morris represents the tying run. And here comes Nick Bile out to the mound, and he's going to call for the ball. Gutman's day is done on the mound. He gets a standing ovation from the crowd. Officially, he goes 3 1/3 innings with 9 strikeouts. And I'll tell you more about the change in just a moment.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, Homestead has gone to the bullpen. Jacob Erb, the lefty, coming out of the pen. He will throw in relief of Mason Gutman, who goes officially 3 1/3 innings, gives up 3 hits, strikes out 9, and he walked 2 in the ball game. So far, he's given up 1 run, but all the runners on base are the responsibility of Gutman right now. So Erb trying to come on and limit any further damage. Maybe if he can get a ground ball and get out of this inning. That's the most ideal situation for Homestead. But Dwenger already with 2 hits this inning, 3 for the game. got their first run across the plate on what turned into an infield single for Sam Musselman. As right now, Bishop Dwenger High School, they are, of course, a Catholic high school, but they're trying to make, as Hell's Bells plays here at the ballpark, they're trying to make Homestead feel it right now. Again, Lewis Morris represents the tying run. So far this year, Erb has a 3.5 earned run average. He does have a 1-0 record, rather. Swing and a miss by Morris. The Saints might be feeling somewhat good about the fact that Gutman's no longer on the mound. He'd been hard to hit the first 3 innings. But they got to him here in the 4th, and now trying to get to Erb even further. Lewis Morris hit .400 on the season last year. That was his junior year. That one runs inside on him for ball 1. As it is, the Saints have Max Stefanik on deck. The 1-1 on its way, and that's a good pitch. Does catch the corner for strike 2. And of course, Stefanik does have his knee guards on right now. Swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout by Erb with the bases loaded. Not quite out of the woods yet because Stefanik broke up the no-hitter last time he was at the plate. Line drive single. Dwenger did not get anything out of it, but they did get their second base runner and they got their first hit. And a base hit here could very well make this a 2-run game, maybe even a 1-run game, depending on where Stefanik puts it. But Erb trying to make sure he doesn't put it anywhere in the outfield. Force at every base. But a chance for the Saints to cut into this deficit a little bit more. Throw back down to first. Heffelmeyer scooped it up, did not make the tag. If that ball's into the outfield, no doubt it's a run for the Saints. One and one the count. Erb got the strike on the pitch. Not that time, though. It's 2-1. Time called. I think Stefanik was the one who wanted it. And he'll get it. He steps back in. Popped him up, and that's going out of play. That one was hit a little more in the direction of the tennis courts. I don't think it made it there yet. Of course, we're in the same parking lot where the Jimmy Clark Tennis Complex is located. We may be on Summit Middle School's campus, but this athletic complex does belong to Homestead. Did that hit Stefanik? The call is that it did not. It's ball 3, but we do have a full count here. Big payoff pitch coming for Jacob Erb. And still a run-scoring opportunity for the Saints. If Stefanik can reach, you do have the 9-hole hitter Eddie Miller on deck. He may be the 9-hole hitter, but he's a dangerous hitter. Runner's going. It's ball 4. And the Saints will scratch across another run. And again, Eddie Miller may be the 9-hole hitter, but he's a dangerous 9-hole hitter. He's coming off a junior year where he drove in 15 RBIs. Number 6, I think that's Eric Hudson, serving as the courtesy runner for Stefanik. Yep, Eric Hudson, a sophomore, and a big chance for Eddie Miller. He takes upstairs for ball 1. Dwenger fighting back after falling behind 5-0. Base hit scores 1 run, maybe scores 2. Extra base hit you would think clears them. It is worth mentioning Miller does represent the go-ahead run, another pickoff try that does not go as planned for Homestead. At least it doesn't go as planned in the sense that they don't get the out. You got another dangerous hitter on deck in Houston Ellinger. There's the 1-0 upstairs. Herb gave up the walk on the last at bat. Here's the 2-0 to Miller. That's in there for a called strike. Caught the inside corner. My guess is Miller was taken all the way with a 2-0 count and the bases loaded, but now that he's seen a strike, might be a little more prepared to swing away. Gets a breaking ball, and it catches the zone. That might have fooled him. And now a big 2-2 pitch coming up here for Jacob Herb. Can Miller cash in with the bases loaded? Stefanik walked with the bases loaded. Slaps it up the middle, base hit. That's easily 1 run. It's looking like 2, and that throw's not going to get there. Eddie Miller does the job, and Dwenger's within 1. What a job by Eddie Miller. And I'll go ahead and show you this replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. And anything close you need to swing, and Miller puts a good drive into it, goes up the middle, didn't have to hit it all the way into the gap, just needed to get it through the infield, and he did. That gets 2 runs across. And after Dwenger was down 5, they're now within 1. Houston Ellinger, the leadoff hitter, up with 2 on and 2 down. That almost hits him. And you've got more dangerous hitters coming up. Casey Piper, who led off this inning, is waiting on deck. He led it off with a walk. And then should you get to Jeremy Haynes, that's a chance to do a whole lot of damage. Slapped foul. That one ran in on Ellinger, and he fouled it off. Casey Piper will chase after that one. Dwenger's got some action in their pen. They had Finn Moylan in on the mound in the top of the 3rd. Down and away, and that one skips to the backstop. A wild pitch, and both runners advance. Not only is it a 2-run count, but Ellinger with a single could give Bishop Dwenger the lead. Miller is the go-ahead run. He's on second. Hudson is the tying run. He's on third. Upstairs, 3-1. Already a 4-run inning for the Saints, and they're looking for more. Houston Ellinger, a 15 RBI season a year ago as a junior. On the corner, Ellinger was headed to first. He thought it was ball 4. I think that's Moylan who's throwing in the pen. So he's probably going back out there the bottom of this 4th inning. The payoff. Swung on and missed. However, Bishop Dwenger pulls within 1 after being down by 5. Saints do bat around, They get 4. They remain down by 1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And before we do, I'm going to go ahead and thank our sponsors. It is because of our sponsors that we at Summit City Sports bring you these broadcasts of high school sports. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260 Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women, with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit TJWindustrial.com. Well, this game has not been a free ride for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, but they were down 5-0. Going into the 4th inning, they scratched across 4 runs, and the Saints are right back in this ball game. And they'll look to Finn Moylanen to pitch another good inning. But he's going against the top of the Homestead lineup. Shane Bardwell, Gray Stockwell, and Luke Haley. And if we were to get that far, Charlie Herr, the DH, would eventually come to the plate. Bardwell takes inside for ball 1. Shane Bardwell 0 for 2 so far in this ball game. He did fly out his first time up, but it was a sky-high fly ball to center field, and that one just catches the corner from Moylanen. That is down 2-1 the count. Homestead already 3-1. This is Dwenger's first game. This ball's lifted towards right center field. Davidson gives it a run and gets to it. R.J. Davidson pulls in out number 1. And that'll send Gray Stockwell up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. His single gave Homestead their most recent run of this ball game.
Back for the Spartans, the center fielder, number 20, Stockwell.
Oh, that's way off the plate. Stefanik had to go reach for that one. Fouled off, make it 1-1. Homestead will have their next game tomorrow on the road. That'll be against Southside. I believe Southside's baseball field is over at the old Elmhurst High School location, the Southside Athletic Complex. That's a dribbler toward first. Morris charges in. Oh, Stockwell ran way outside the base path. He's out. The home plate umpire called him out. The first base umpire called him safe, but yeah, he ran way outside the base path. And he's still standing on first. The home plate umpire called out. And the first base umpire called safe. Nick Biles looking for an explanation. The umpires are going to discuss this, see what they come up with, but here's a look at the replay. I'm pretty sure if you run outside the base path as much as he did, as much as Stockwell did, you're out. There's the call. He is out. And I believe that is the right call. He ran well outside the base. Well outside the base line, I mean. Nick Bile wants an extra explanation, but I don't think there's much to explain here. Stockwell ran outside the base path. I get it. You want to try anything you can to get on base, but the rule is when you run that far outside the base path, you are out. Luke Haley takes a called strike. Now, it's one thing if you're turning on a line drive to go from first to second. You're going to make a wide turn when you do something like that, but Stockwell was not going to second on a play like that. 1-on-1 the count. Now, this is a dangerous part of the order. Top of the order so far has just one hit. Now, of course, Haley can change that. Swing and a miss, and he's behind in the count 1-2. Haley's already a guy who's got 7 RBIs this season. Doesn't have any today, though. He does have a home run as well. It's been the bottom half of the order that, for the most part, has gotten the job done. Aside from Grace Stockwell, he does have an RBI single. Oh, great curve there. Moylan gets the strikeout. Oh, we've seen he can bend those pitches. He's done it today. 1, 2, 3 go the Spartans as we go to the 5th on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSM, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game on we made. Shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my pin, I Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't stay.
Well, I mentioned that Homestead's at Southside tomorrow. For Dwenger, they'll play again on Tuesday against Concordia. That'll be at World Baseball Academy. That's where Dwenger plays a lot of their home games these days. And then a week from tomorrow, next Thursday, they go on the road to play Concordia. That'll be at Concordia's Masucci Field, right on the Concordia High School campus. So technically right across the street from the campus. Of course, over at Concordia, you've got the main campus, and then across the street from that, you've got the Zollner Athletic Complex, which of course features Zollner Stadium, which is where they play football. Zollner Tennis Courts, where both Concordia and Bishop Dwenger play tennis. Masucci Field, where Concordia has their baseball games. I'm not sure what the softball field is called, but that's located at Zollner Complex as well. This is K.C. Piper at the plate. Dwenger scored 4 in the 4th. Made it a 1-run ball game, but now Piper's behind in the count 0-2. Swing and a miss. Jacob Erb with a huge strikeout to start the 5th. That's a good hitter that he just struck out. Piper had only reached base once, but here's another good hitter, Jeremy Haynes. This is a guy with some power. He had 3 home runs last year as a sophomore. He was the Saints' leading run producer. In this case, the only way he'd produce any runs is if he were to hit a home run. Here's the pitch, and that hits him. Haynes is on base for the first time. And now Sam Musselman will come up. Musselman had an RBI single his last time up. It was an infield single. Parker Tone also is in the on-deck circle. He hit safely last time around. Here's the 2-0. Thought I heard Nick Bile shouting from the dugout Something like beware of the bunt. Something to that effect. Musselman wasn't squaring on that first pitch. He gets the 2-1, and that's up and in. Herb struck out Piper to lead off this inning. He's already given up a hit batter. And he falls behind Musselman 2-0. That one finds the zone. Might have caught the bottom part of it. I believe I just got word that Connor Deem is warming up in the bullpen. Throw back to first. Haynes got way off the bag, and he's out. Heffelmeyer applies the tag. Jeremy Haynes picked off by Rogers from behind the plate. The pitch was a ball. Send the count to 3-1. Swung on and missed. And you wonder if a pickoff like that can change the confidence of your team. But Herb misses up and away for ball 4. And as it is, another man on for Dwenger, rather. I'll try to give you another look at this pickoff that the Spartans just pulled off. Replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Had the bunt on. And Heffelmeyer just able to make the tag. First pitch swinging throw comes down to second. Musselman out again. I think that was Chappelle who made the tag. Jason Garrett does not agree.
Homestead 5 and Bishop Dwenger 4.
Give you a look at the back end of this play. As Musselman's called out at second. I guess that's the front end of the play. That's the pickoff. But there's the replay. Here's a look at it. Ooh, boy, that's close. Like I said, Jason Garrett didn't agree with the call, but he may have an argument. Musselman might have dug in there at second base. Again, it was close. But as it is, we're going to the bottom of the fifth. And before we go to the bottom of the fifth, I'll go ahead and get a few more words in from our sponsors. Again, it is because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you all these broadcasts of high school baseball on Summit City Sports. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. And Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in our area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Speaking of Summit Volleyball, I think we've got some volleyball broadcasts coming up this week. I know we had one earlier this week. It is, of course, boys volleyball season here in the great state of Indiana. No more boys volleyball coming up this week, but probably we'll have some more as the season goes on, as this pitch is fouled off. Meanwhile, Parker Tone will be back at the plate to lead off the sixth inning. This is Charlie Herr. Does find himself behind in this count 0-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Moylanen, well, he's been pitching well, especially the breaking ball, regardless of where his catcher throws go. Stefanik put that one way past him. 0-2 the count on her. Zane Wurgis to follow. Herr takes down in the dirt. He's hitless so far. He struck out and popped out to second. And even though Herr's time at the plate was limited last year, he made the most of it and hit over 300. And he bounces that one foul. Nice job by Nick Bile as he grabs it. I'd say he gloves it, but he's not wearing the glove. One and two, the count on Herr. That's well off the plate. That was in the opposite batter's box. Moylanen did ultimately set down the Spartans 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fourth. Here he had Herr at an 0-2 count, and now the count has run full. The payoff on its way. Swung on and missed. Moylanen battles back to strike him out. And that'll send Zane Wurgis up. He's 1 for 2. Homestead has 5 hits, 5 runs. All 5 hits and all 5 runs came in the second inning. And it was Wurgis who got it started with a double. He eventually came around and scored. That is a really good breaking ball by Moylanen. I believe it was Moylanen who was on the mound when Wurgis struck out. That was Wurgis' last at bat. Wurgis is hitting .333 on the season this year. Remember, Homestead's already 4 games in. That time, Moylanen could not quite catch the corner. Came close. And I don't know, the way that ball's been moving, I'm wondering if that might have been a knuckle curve. Called strike, 2-2. Sheldon Heffelmeyer due up next. Swing and a miss. Wurgis went chasing outside. Back-to-back strikeouts for Moylanen, and here's Heffelmeyer. We could be coming down to the wire here on the campus of Summit Middle School. We are on the campus of Summit Middle School, but it is Homestead who owns this ballpark.
For the Spartans, number 21, Heffelmeyer.
Homestead and Summit both part of the same district. Boy, that's a nasty curve. That's the nature of a curveball. They are deceptive. Oh, another good one. Folks, did you see where that ball started? That's the beauty of the curveball. It starts off looking like it's going to come inside on you, and then it curves back toward the plate. Moylanen has been locating these pitches extremely well. Here's the 0-2. That time he couldn't bend it in. Heffelmeyer is 1 for 2. 1 for 1, actually. He singled and also reached on an error, and he fouled that one off. Heffelmeyer got some happy feet there in the box. Kind of shuffled his feet away from the pitch, but still able to swing the bat. And, of course, the two-strike approach is with anything close, you need to swing. Difficulty is those curveballs can be very deceptive. That one's low. The 2-2. Again, he curved it, but it didn't catch the plate. If Heffelmeyer reaches, Blake Melton is the next man up. Slapped the other way. And that's trouble. That's a foul ball. It's a foul ball. That was a long run for Miller. Went over the head of Piper, but it goes foul, and it remains 3-2 on Heffelmeyer. Homestead hasn't gotten a hit since the second inning. They haven't scored since then either. On the corner, called strike 3. I think he went fastball that time, but Moylanen does the job. Boy, Moylanen is pitching really well out of the pen for Dwenger. They're down 1, going to the 6th when we come back on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Well, Homestead has a new pitcher in the ball game. It's Connor Deem going to the mound. Third pitcher used in this ball game, and I don't think a lot of us thought that we would get to this point for Homestead because the way this game started, Mason Gutman was striking guys out left and right. But then a leadoff walk at the beginning of the 4th kind of changed the dynamic of this ball game. Also, a couple of defensive lapses on the part of Homestead helped to change the ball game. Sam Musselman with an infield single, get the first run of the game. Max Stefanik walks in a run with the bases loaded. Eddie Miller drives in 2 more with the bases loaded. That was the most recent run for the Saints in this ball game. And the Saints will send up Parker Tone. He did not get to finish his at-bat at the end of the 5th inning, so he comes up again.
Sound engineer Tim Holmeyer. Happy birthday, Tim Holmeyer.
Just wished a happy birthday to Tim Holmeyer, who's not sure if he's a sound engineer for Homestead High School, Summit Middle School, or maybe for the SACS School District. It was announced here inside the press box. Parker Tone is 1 for 2, a strikeout, a single, and a run scored. He takes that one outside from Deem. So far this year, Deem is 1-0 on the mound, but with a 6.46 ERA, but he gets a swing and miss from Tone that time. Parker Tone, R.J. Davidson, and Lewis Morris due up here in the 6th for Dwenger. Popped him up. Coming in is Melton. He's going to be called off by Chappelle. He lost his hat, but he just found out number 1. And that will send R.J. Davidson to the plate. Davidson does not have a hit, but he has reached base twice. Reached on an error at shortstop, and then he also walked. Heffelmeyer playing in a little bit at first. He's not quite on the grass yet. Oh, that's way high. Perhaps expecting Davidson might bunt, or at least anticipating it. As I recall, Connor Deem played a lot at first base last year for the Spartans. 1-0 on the way, and that is in there for a called strike. His ERA last year was 1.27. Season is, of course, still young, and you'll see some of those earned run averages go down. Some of them will go up. Same with batting averages. Some of them will go down, some of them will go up. 1-2 the count on R.J. Davidson. He awaits the pitch, and it is low. Looked like Rogers tried to bring it up, but the frame job does not work. Swing and a miss. Didn't need to frame anything that time. We've got a pinch hitter up for Bishop Dwenger, and that's Cole Peshek.
Batting for the Saints, number 36, Peshek.
Now, don't be fooled by how his last name is spelled. It's spelled P-E-S-E-K, but the S is pronounced more like an S-H. So we'll see if Peshek goes in defensively. Jason Garrett giving the change to our home plate umpire. He's batting in the spot that was once occupied by Lewis Morris. And again, we'll see if he goes in defensively. Morris has been the first baseman throughout this game for Bishop Dwenger. Right now, Dwenger trying to get the tying run on base. First pitch on its way, and a swing and a miss. That was way up and in. Another swing and a miss. Peshek is a freshman. Meanwhile, we've got another pinch hitter. Oh, no, check that. That's Stefanik. Called strike 3 on the corner. So it's a 1-2-3 frame for Homestead. And they remain up by a score of 5-4. I'm told that Dwenger's going to have a new pitcher here. Meanwhile, do have one more sponsored again, and yes, this is still going on. Always 100 presents Academy Drills and Skills going on till May 28th, 2026. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the Parkview Sport 1 Ice House. Check that, the Parkview Sport 1 Field House, located on Ice Way in Fort Wayne, Indiana. For more information, call 260-444-2788 or go online to www.always100basketball.net. Of course, that Academy Drills and Skills is for grades pre-K through 12th. You'll get to work on your dribbling, passing, shooting, and defense. Of course, high school basketball season is over, but when the season ends, good chance to work on your skills and try to prepare for the next season. Now, of course, if you're playing multiple sports, kind of have to find your time of when you want to go practice basketball or go practice for football. Of course, this time of year, if you're playing baseball, your schedule's probably going to be pretty well occupied. It is Jeremy Haynes who's on the mound, meanwhile. Haynes got plenty of experience on the mound this past year for Bishop Dwenger, and now he comes on in relief. Remember, Dwenger's next game is not till Tuesday. So you would think they'll have practice tomorrow and Friday, maybe even a Saturday morning practice thrown in. Get back at it on Monday, then take the field again against Concordia on Tuesday. That'll be at World Baseball Academy, which will be a home game for Dwenger. And Thursday, Dwenger plays Concordia again. That'll be at Masucci Field on Concordia's campus. Speaking of Jeremy Haynes on the mound, he had a 1.46 ERA last year, a 2-2 record. Ended up throwing 20 strikeouts. Blake Melton, who's got 2 RBIs in this ball game, comes to the plate for Homestead. Swung and missed. Pitch got loose. It's only strike 1. As we are now in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Homestead trying to get a little insurance going into the 7th. I mean, yes, you can certainly close a game out in the 7th, but you don't want to waste a chance in the 6th to try and add some more runs. My apologies. That was strike 2. But Melton's done some damage today. He drove in the game's first runs on a 2-run double. He bounces that one foul to stay alive. And I tell you what, Finn Moylan, when he was on the mound, His breaking ball was deceptive. If that's a part of your arsenal, you can be a very effective pitcher. Not that you want to always lean on the breaking ball, but if you have a good one and can mix in a fastball as well, you can fool a hitter with the best of them. 1-2 the count on Melton. Haynes started out ahead in this count 0-2. Oh, it just missed. Saints trying to keep it a one-run ball game going into the 7th. That'll be their last chance to mount a comeback. That one's way high. Luckily, Melton able to duck away from it. And Blake Melton only stands in at 5'9", but he drilled the ball to center field when he got that 2-run double. Here's the payoff. Up the middle. That's a base hit. First hit for Homestead since the 2nd inning. Blake Melton, a 2-hit day. He's 2 for 3 as it is. He's the first man in the Homestead lineup to get multiple hits in this ball game. That was hit number 6. Eli Chappelle looked like he was squaring to bunt. Big lead over there at first for Melton. Chappelle has walked twice. No hits yet, but we'll see what he does here with a runner on first. He is squaring. Did he get hit? He did get hit. Well, Chappelle popped up and ran to first. That's a potentially good sign. Seems like he's all right, but looked like he took that one up high. See if we can see where this one hit him. He had to duck out of the way. Meanwhile, Haynes having a little word with Stefanik. Or rather, Stefanik having a word with Haynes. I think that caught him on the shoulder. Well, Nolan Rogers has done damage in this ballgame. He had a 2-run single his first time up. That made it 4-0 in Homestead's favor at the time. And, of course, you got the top of the order due up next. Now, the top of the order for Homestead only has 1 hit in this ballgame. But they're capable of doing plenty of damage. Rogers squares. That pitch gets away. And both runners are going to advance. And apparently he was able to pull the bat back. The pitch is called ball 1. And now you wonder if the bunt sign might be coming off with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Rogers has already driven in 2 runs via single as Steve Devine makes his way out to the mound. Steve Devine, the Dwenger pitching coach, trying to calm Haynes down. We know Haynes is a good pitcher. At a 1.49 ERA a year ago when he was on the mound, struck out 20, limited the damage. And right now he's trying to limit any further damage. We've already had the single by Melton, and then Chappelle gets hit by a pitch. Right now I do not see any action in the Dwenger pen. So right now it is up to Haynes to try and limit the damage. Try and keep this a 1-run ball game. He misses upstairs 2-0, and not surprisingly, Rogers not squaring to bunt that time around. With first base open and 2 runners in scoring position. Rogers is a junior, and he's already got 2 runs driven in today. Up until today, he did not have a base hit. He takes that one upstairs. 3-0. And you've got the leadoff hitter, Shane Bardwell, on deck. Bardwell may be hitless, but he can drive the baseball. Ball 4. Homestead jumped ahead 5-0. Dwenger made it 5-4. Homestead had not gotten a base hit since the second inning, but now they've gotten one hit here in the sixth. A hit batter and a walk. We are going to have a courtesy runner. That's Broden Krager, serving as the courtesy runner for Rogers, the catcher. Again, Bardwell may be hitless in this ball game, but like I said, he can drive the ball. First pitch swinging, he fouled it off. Well, he was looking to drive the ball, no doubt, probably looking to get that ball on a line to the outfield, maybe thinking, hey, if I can't get a extra base hit out of this, maybe I can get a sac fly. Bardwell hit 269 on the season last year. Did drive in 17 runs. And he takes that one inside. It is a 1-1 count. Bardwell does not yet have an RBI, but he comes up with an RBI chance. But again, only one hit so far today for the top of the Homestead lineup. That was Grace Stockwell's RBI single, and he's on deck. That's on the corner. Count runs even. And a big pitch coming up here for Jeremy Haynes. Nobody out, and Homestead has the bags juiced. That's ball 3. The count runs full on Bardwell. Like I said, he can drive the baseball. He doesn't have an RBI yet this year, though. We await the payoff pitch from Haynes. Ball 4. And there is Shane Bardwell's first RBI of the season. That'll send up Grace Stockwell. Right now, Stockwell is the leader in home runs. He's got 3 RBIs and 2 homers, and he comes up with the bases loaded. So Homestead does get some insurance. Stockwell takes the first pitch strike. Kick in the 0-1, and Stockwell bounced it foul. You got another dangerous hitter on deck in Luke Haley. He's got 7 RBIs. He's the leader in RBIs for Homestead coming into this game, and he has homered as well. But at the top of the order, Stockwell's the only guy to get a hit in this ball game. He takes that one upstairs. And it was an RBI single. It was his 4th ribby of the year. And that's foul again. I think that hit him at the plate. It's a quick turnaround for Homestead. They go on the road to play Southside tomorrow. And that's outside, ball 2. Stockwell telling everybody to hold. Good job by Stefanik to track that ball down. Liner into left field, and that is down for a base hit. 1 run is in. It's about to be 2. It's a 2-run double for Stockwell. And Homestead with a little extra insurance. Gray Stockwell, a 3 RBI day. Bardwell's into third. Stockwell into second. So at this point, he's 2 for 4, and now Luke Haley coming to the plate. It's officially the 7th hit of the day for Homestead. And Haley trying to keep the damage going. He's hitless so far in this game. But he's another guy that can drive the ball, and you're seeing it right there. This time Davidson's going to run it down. He's got it. Throw's not going to come to the plate. Bardwell is in. It's a sacrifice fly. Stockwell does take third, and Homestead adds to their lead. That'll send up Charlie Herr. Charlie Herr also hitless so far in this ball game, and while Luke Haley will remain hitless for the time being, he does get his 8th RBI of the season. Stockwell, meanwhile, has 6 after his 3 RBI day. Infielders are in for Dwenger, trying to perhaps cut down Stockwell at the plate. A ground ball, they got a chance to do that. Stockwell not getting a very big lead yet, but now he gets his secondary. Swing and a miss as Haynes ran that one inside. Kick in the 2-1, and that's in for a strike. And we got a 2-2 count on Charlie Herr. Zane Wurgis due up next. He's made good contact today. He has struck out twice, but he's also doubled. Ball 3. So far, the only out was Luke Haley's sac fly. That's in there for a called strike. Zane Wurgis will come up. Just heard one of the fans say one more out. Had to be one of the Dwenger fans, as Dwenger will be putting on the rally caps in the top of the 7th.
Number 7, Zane Wurgis.
Wurgis pops it up. Stefanik gives it a look, but that's going out of play. For a second there, I thought that ball was going to land right on top of this press box. Not so sure it did. So Wurgis takes that one off the plate. So far, a 4-run inning for Homestead. They scored 5 in the second. I'm not sure if this is on Wurgis' mind right now, but a base hit would match those 5 runs. He bounces it right to the mound. Haynes, the quick flip, and he got him. Last chance for Dwenger. It's rally cap time for the Saints. Homestead leads by 5 as we go to the 7th on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game on we make. Shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me, I'm hopping out Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't
Well, it is rally cap time for Bishop Dwenger. They're down 9-4 going into the 7th. They did score 4 in the top of the 4th. They were down 5-0 going into that frame, but the 4 was all they got, and 4's not going to be enough if they want to come back and win this game. The Saints have Max Stefanik, Eddie Miller, and Houston Ellinger, the leadoff hitter, all due up here in the top of the 7th. Connor Deem remains on the mound for Homestead. Now, Stefanik has reached base twice. He's singled and walked. His walk came with the bases loaded. And Eddie Miller does have a 2-run single in this ballgame, so he's certainly got capable hitters coming to the plate. And we know Houston Ellinger's dangerous. Yes, he struck out 3 times, but he's a solid hitter. He can drive the ball, and I believe he does have some home run power as well. Taken for a called strike by Stefanik on the corner. Here's the 0-1. Oh, that bounces. Miller will run down that loose ball. Always good when you don't have to run a long way to get a baseball and keep it for use later in the game. This one is lifted in the air to left field. Wurgis going back. He's under it, and he'll make the catch. Little basket catch, as it were. That's the first time Stefanik has been retired in this ball game. But Eddie Miller coming up. Again, Dwenger has good hitters due up here. Miller may be the 9-hole hitter, but he's a guy who can get on base consistently, and he's already driven in a run today. Make that 2. It was a 2-run single with the bases loaded. Bases loaded and 2 outs. So some good situational hitting from Eddie Miller. And he gets hit by the pitch. Dwenger's got a man on. They need 5 to keep this game going for at least another half inning. And Houston Ellinger is about to step up.
Back for the Saints, number 1.
We're going to have a courtesy runner. Now, Miller's the left fielder.
Number 26, Bailey, courtesy running.
Owen Bailey, the courtesy runner for Bishop Dwenger. Might be a pinch runner. That may be the end of the line for Miller in this ball game. Because Miller's the left fielder. He's not a catcher. He's not a first baseman. He's not a pitcher. Unless Dwenger plans to use Miller on the mound. Should we get to the bottom of the 7th? Dwenger would need at least 5 runs to get there. That's on the corner for a strike. Ellinger struck out 3 times in this ball game so far. Off the fence and foul. Like I said, Ellinger struck out 3 times in this ball game, but he can hit. Drove in 15 runs a year ago. Went yard twice. There are guys in high school who can hit a whole lot of home runs. In fact, folks at Homestead probably remember Carter Matheson. Hit 20-plus home runs in his senior year at Homestead. Eventually got drafted by the Phillies. I think he's still in their minor league organization these days. Here's the 0-2. That is well off the plate. Of course, back in that 2021 season, Carter Matheson went on to win Crumback Player of the Year, Dick Crumback Player of the Year in Northeast Indiana. It's an award given by the folks at the Northeast Indiana Baseball Association. As Ellinger stays alive, Now, Dwenger's had one of their own win the Dick Crumbach Player of the Year as well. That was Brayton Thomas. I believe that was 2 years ago. Most recent winner of that award was Brandon Logan, who's now at Notre Dame. Brandon Logan, the former Snyder center fielder. 1-2 the count on Ellinger. Almost hit him. Not a very heavy wind, but it is blowing out to left field. As you watch the flag, we can see which way the wind is going. Popped him up, and that's going out of play. That sounded like it hit the top of the press box. This is a good battle being put together by Houston Ellinger. Owen Bailey, the runner on first. Fouling out of play again. Bailey's on first after Eddie Miller drew the one-out walk. Bailey serving as the courtesy runner, which my guess is that if Dwenger were to come back and tie this game or take the lead, the Saints want to use Eddie Miller as the reliever in the bottom half of the seventh. And that one almost hits him. Ellinger able to duck out of the way. If there's action in the Homestead pen, I don't see it. The 3-2 pitch, that's ball four. Back-to-back walks. So the leadoff man in the batting order gets on base, and now you've got KC Piper coming to the plate. And Piper can drive the baseball. So can the guy who's on deck, Jeremy Haynes.
For the Saints, number 22, Piper.
Piper's walked and struck out twice. But he drove in 15 runs a year ago. He can hit the ball a long way. He doesn't have any home runs yet this year, and I don't think he had any last year, but he can certainly hit the ball to the gaps. If he can do that here, you're probably looking at a 3-run ball game. But Piper does get a first pitch strike. Piper at the plate, Haynes on deck, Sam Musselman in the hole. Oh, nice movement. Might have been a little two-seamer, or maybe four-seamer there from Dean, but it had some movement on it. Had a little bit of tail. Meanwhile, the right side of the infield has a big hole. It's in there for a called strike. And the Saints are down to their last out. It's up to Jeremy Haynes to keep the ball game going. He came on to pitch in relief in the sixth after starting the game in right field. He's a dangerous hitter. He's certainly capable of keeping this game going. Leading run producer for the Saints a year ago. He's a junior. Ended up hitting 3 home runs. That's a good pitch, called strike. Right down the heart of the plate from Dean. Takes that one outside. Sam Musselman is on deck if he were needed. The kick in the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Haynes just swung right out of his shoes. Saints down to their last strike. Haynes needs to get on base to keep this thing going. The 1-2 on its way. He slaps it the other way, but that is foul. Went right over the batting cages in front of the Homestead dugout. 1-2 the count on Haynes. Trying to keep this game going for at least another at bat. That is off the plate, ball 2. And again, Haynes has some power. Saints' next game is 6 days from now against Concordia. Haynes will live to see another pitch. That's ball 3. Another payoff. That's slapped the other way, and a base hit. Garrett is going to send the runner. The throw is cut off into score. Throw back to second is in time, and that's going to be the ball game. Was that Haynes digging for second? I'm going to take a look at this replay because that's a run on the board for Dwenger. Ball game's going to end. Homestead's the winner. Let's take another look at this on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. Kind of caught up in the moment of the run score, and as Haynes with a good piece of hitting the other way, they do send the runner. And now that wasn't Haynes who got caught on the bases. I think that was Ellinger. Ellinger's gunned down at second. So that's how the game ends, and Homestead is the winner. Again, the run's going to count, but Ellinger put out on the bases, and Homestead wins it by a final score of 9-5. And they go to 4-1 on the season. The Saints fall to 0-1 on the year. Well, it's time to recognize our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game, and I'm going to recognize 2 guys. First of all, Mason Gutman does only pitch 3 1/3 innings, but he strikes out 9 in that span. And also Gray Stockwell, 2 for 3 with a walk, a single, a double, and 3 RBIs. So Gray Stockwell and Mason Gutman are your PSM players of the game. As the Homestead Spartans win this game 9-5 over the Bishop Dwenger Saints, Homestead improves to 4-1. They go to Southside tomorrow. Dwenger falls to 0-1. They get Concordia on Tuesday at the World Baseball Academy. That's going to do it for this broadcast of high school baseball on Summit City Sports. For my cameraman, Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Summit Middle School, where the Homestead Spartans play their home games. You have been watching high school baseball on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athletes